So when you look at what's happening in America right now, what challenges do you think Christians could be facing sooner rather than later? Like, what do you kind of see on the horizon? I know you're not the son of a prophet, but I'm just wondering if you have any thoughts about what you think is our current climate or where we might be heading.
I think to agree a little bit with what Monique was saying earlier, I think this is very much, this is the tip of the iceberg that is clearly pointing to some forms of persecution, especially at the level of ideology and thought. Because if I can force you to think a certain way, I can completely transform the landscape of society. And if I can do that through bullying, and let's be very clear, that's exactly what's happening, right? And while you did ask the question in regards to what's happening in the USA right now, I got to tell you, it's not any better in Canada. I
Mm.
mean, North America in general, this what is called the progressive way of thinking is actually not as progressive as much as it is. And forgive me, uh, I'm just gonna
It's
I'm
okay.
just
You
gonna
could be
speak what's
honest.
on my heart.
Yeah.
It's
Go
not
ahead.
progressive as much as it is demonic. I mean,
Yes.
let's be very clear.
Call a thing a thing.
Precisely. And at the end of the day, it's completely untrue. And what it does is that it forbids you from challenging it. Because the greatest thing that I'm seeing that is the biggest danger right now is that there's a complete hypocritical narrative that exists right now that applies only to one group of people. No, we actually celebrate free speech unless your speech goes against what I want you to say. I celebrate this idea of diversity, but unless your specific form of diversity stands against what I want you to say, there's this bullying from the top down effect, this enablement of people being forbidden to speak, forbidden to dialogue, forbidden to ask questions. And it's no longer the pursuit of truth as much as it is the narrative of forcing something down your throat. And if you really look at what's happening, the greatest indication for me that this is demonic is the fact that the greatest outcome of this very progressive social justice warrior narrative is comfort. And there's no room for comfort in the Christian way of life. Everything points to this idea of what am I benefiting? How does this make me happy? I get to be my own God. Let me just share this one image with you, and then I'm going to stop speaking because I can ramble forever. But I want to hear what you guys have to say about this also. But in the early church, they used to take the Christian person and place him in front of an idol and say, offer incense. And that would be your form of conversion. And people would die rather than offering incense to the idols. Today, the North American person or the Western-minded person, the person who has adopted this way of thinking, regardless of where they are on the globe, what are they really doing? They're standing in front of a mirror and offering incense to themselves. This is what I think is most dangerous. We have enabled people to worship their ego, to worship what they want. You want to believe that you are someone other than who you are? No problem. You define your identity. You can even define my identity. Whatever is real for you is real. You don't think this is black, you think it's purple? So be it. We're celebrating that it's purple. Where is truth in all of this? If there is no search for truth, regardless of how I feel, regardless of how uncomfortable it makes me, the truth should not be conditional upon my acceptance of it. What makes something true is that it is true.